Welcome, 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 welcome to night school. We call this the fourth quarter because we are in the last quarter of 2020. I'm your host, Latanya Washington, and I'm excited to be with you all this evening, along with the Dream Cultivator, Miss LaShawn Spivey Angeletti. And we're going to be talking about this evening on how to propel your dreams forward. Because we already know as young children, we always have these big dreams and these aspirations. We're going to talk about it. And then when we get older, life hits and we have to deal with so many things. So we're going to get it in, LaShawn. You ready for this?
I'm ready, darling.
You know what? I'm ready for it too, because I believe this is something that is so necessary, and we really well, we are here. You know, I like to say that. We are here, LaShawn. We are here. And today we get the chance to talk about how to propel your dreams, because we are in the last quarter of this season. And as I said prior to, as children, and you know so much about this, we have these hopes and we have these dreams. And then when we get older, LaShawn, life begins to hit. And so today, you all, we get to talk to the dream cultivator. You all know when we talk about cultivation, that means you get this. I'll sometimes, LaShawn, I think about this in an incubator, and it's that individual that just helps us cultivate everything even the more, so we are able to reach our goals. And so I'm glad that you are here. How are you, Miss LaShawn?
I am blessed by the best, darling. Yes, I'm excited to be here. And highly favored, darling, highly favored. That's how we have to do, even when it's rough. You better call it blessed so he can drop some favor.
we need some favor. Come on, Lord.
Yes,
drop it on
Lord.
down. We need
Yes,
the blessings of the Lord.
So I thank you, Latanya. I'm excited to be here with all of your amazing viewers. Let me introduce myself again. I'm LaShawn Spivey Angeletti, better known as the Dream Cultivator, Miss Spivey. I've been an educator for 20 plus years. I've been blessed to work with children of all ages. My specialty is second grade and being a director of a school. I've done that for multiple years. I also have a superpower in creating curriculum that helps children expand and for their grades to improve. I've worked on retention programs that help children improve by 20 to 27% in less than 6 months. So my stats are pretty nice. We usually don't talk about that, but let me go ahead and talk about my stats.
They nice.
And yes, we get, thank you, Latanya. But we get shortchanged when it comes down to dreaming. We teach children about dreaming when they're babies. And I love how you said like that incubator stage, you know. And I want to take some people, let's talk about the men, because sometimes they don't look at parenting the same way we do. They have a different perspective as the provider, as the person that has to keep everybody. They belong in the security realm, right? They keep us safe, right, as men. So they got a lot of other stuff. They ain't worried about nurturing and coddling, right? However, there is a level of seed, soil, and plow that happens when it comes down to cultivating your children. And men understand what it takes to put a seed in the ground. And women do too, but I had to hit a nerve because I bet you it's a man out there listening who may not understand that whole incubator field. Like, yeah, that's a mama's job. No. I'm talking about when you are breaking your neck to provide the coins to make sure that light bill is paid for, that house is covered properly, that child has food, that little Jemmy keep growing out of shoes, you going crazy because he costs too much, she costs too much. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's a part of the cultivation. Right. And then we got to get home and parent them and make sure they ate all right and make sure they got some quality time and make sure that we listen to their arguments and make sure. So there's a cultivation piece that is really like a phenomenal gardener or a farmer?
Yeah.
Were you out there for real having to put your boots on, your gloves on, and work hard at turning the soil over and over and over before you see the harvest? And when that
And
happens,
that's it. I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. I'm loving
but
it.
when
Go
that
on, honey. Go
happens, we lose the
preach.
dream. I'm sorry, because I don't want to just take over.
Oh no, honey,
But
preach. You preaching. One of my
okay.
favorite.
So what happens is when babies are little,
Mm-hmm.
we are excited about their presence, about nurturing them, about spending time hugging and feeding them, and all of those things that we consider as necessities for babies, which is true. But we don't envision when we're going to start cutting their dream off. And unfortunately, we play a role in it. We are an active society. We cultivate that child into the real world. And what happens is they go to school, let's say they go to a preschool, right? Oh, the teacher is telling them to dream big, draw a picture, do this,
Right.
do that. They're using fantasy all day long.
Yeah.
They're using their imagination. You remember that, Latanya?
I remember,
Let me
honey.
just pause for a second. Let me ask you, what was your favorite imagination thing when you was real young? As furthest memory you can go back, what was your favorite imagination thing to do?
Girl, I think my imagination was literally going to the moon, honey.
Mm,
And it's still that way. It's like I would, if I
going
knew
to
I
the
could come back in
moon.
one piece, I would go to the moon. I love the stars. I love all of it. That's why I always love going outdoors and looking up in the sky and looking at the planes even flying by. I wonder where that plane is going. Where's that?
Wow, what a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah,
fantasy.
yeah.
And those can be realities, but you said a key thing in there. You said if. What do you remember just now what came behind your if? You
If I
said you
could,
want
if
right,
I
yeah, but you listed why that you was not, why you could not.
if I could
You
come
said
back in
if I
one piece.
wasn't afraid. There it
That
is. If you could come back in one piece, that
yeah,
means fear,
yeah,
correct?
yep.
Guess what happened? Where you got that from? Your
Uh
society. Everything around you said
yeah,
something will not have her come back.
yeah.
Everything around you said that is not for you. And that's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily true. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody had been in position and had the wherewithal, the ability to know, no, this is her dream and I can make it happen and I can speak life into that dream, they would have been able to do so. And being an astronaut wouldn't have been far from your vision because you would
Mm-mm.
have never had that limitation that you can't go.
That's real. That's real talk. That's real talk. And the thing is, LaShawn, is that didn't begin to happen until, as you said, it came later on in life. And you see the astronauts go up into, go to the moon and they're all in the blackness of the night. And to me, it is just simply beautiful. And then you start seeing tragedy. And it's like, sure, nah, that's all right. That's okay. As you become as
Absolutely.
life you become older and you begin to
Yep.
see things and all of that, and that's
It's your
real.
world
But
knowledge. Your world
yeah,
knowledge cultivates that level of
yeah,
fear and stops that particular dream. And it's not saying that every single one we have to do. However, there are things that we were called to do.
yeah.
And because it was associated to our dream, and somebody told you that dream is a part of fantasy, and fantasy is not a part of real grown up life no more, you suppress it.
You
And then there
suppress.
becomes a piece of you that is not being fed. And
Mm-hmm.
it's within your realm of gift and talent.
Mm-hmm.
So some people have found their way to navigate how to
Mm-hmm.
still get that fulfillment in life in other ways. Say,
Yeah.
for example, if you associated that, let's just use that example that we gave, that you started with being an astronaut, going out of space. So
Right.
say if you were, you could have ended up being a parachute jumper for a living, or love being being a flight, a
Mm-hmm.
pilot or something.
Yeah.
You could have found other ways to cultivate that if it really was a yearning that you wanted to do something with.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could have been something that you suppressed and now it created fear to where now
Mm-hmm.
you could be afraid to fly, afraid of heights, afraid of, let me stop because I know you're a little bit personal. Might have hit a nerve in there.
Afraid of flights, afraid of heights.
Some heights. But I'm just saying, you get what I'm saying? There's other things that happen to
Right.
us that our world knowledge starts
Mm-hmm.
cultivating a different definition of what a dream is. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's tangible or not. And
Yeah.
that's where I think a lot of us don't realize that we fail our children. And we fail the
Mm-hmm.
child within because
Mm.
you ain't nothing but a grown up kid. You do know that, right?
Right, right. A grown-up kid. We always
Hmm.
trying to find something to do and play with. It's all the time. It's
We are.
always.
We're trying to find a way to
Yeah,
reward ourselves.
yeah,
Work
yeah,
hard.
Yeah.
Children, they work on pleasure only. They are in the reward system
Mhm.
professionally, right?
That's
So
real.
we get trained that we're not supposed to do that. Even though
Mm.
some people have had the blessing of falling in or creating career goals, and I think we have some of those things in common, that we
Yeah.
created a lane for ourselves that feeds a part of our spirit, that makes us
Yeah.
feel excited about getting up and serving in the way we do. There are millions of people horrified about going to work every day.
All
They
the
hate it.
time.
They don't
They hate
like it.
it.
They don't like the environment. They don't like the boss. They don't like the coworkers. They don't
They
like it.
hate it.
It doesn't feed their soul at
No.
all. And they
No.
are afraid to leave it because they've gotten accustomed to what it provides.
Comfortable.
And so now there's no cultivation happening. Nobody's watering that
Mm-mm.
garden. Nobody's
Mm-mm.
pulling the weeds out, which is the negative words and the negative framing about life. Nobody is making sure that they toil and turn the soil.
Yeah.
There's no mulch. Like
There's
my
nothing.
mother garden bad. She had
No.
everything fresh going to the mulch. Y'all remember? Did you have family like that, Latanya?
I remember
Every
most times.
leftover
Yes, honey.
potato,
Yes.
skin,
All of it.
lettuce, anything fresh
You put in
that
that
wasn't
ground.
buying meat, you could put
Exactly.
it back into the ground, turn it
Yeah.
over, and it would produce nutrients that was unbelievable. Why
Yeah.
aren't we doing that as grown-ups? Why
Wow.
aren't we taking the pieces of us that have not been able to be fed, that were cut off, our dream,
Yeah.
and being real with ourselves, pouring it back into our kids, saying, listen, I don't have a problem with you dreaming. This is what my dream was that I cut off. We put
Right.
that back into the nutrients of the soil and we turn it over and we allow them to dream bigger than we did. That's what we
That's
should
real.
look like.
That's what we should look like. And that is so true because, and like you said, the older we become, and just like you were just saying too, then we go to that job and we hate going to the job, like as we say, but no one's there to cultivate everything that we want to do, the passion, or the fear steps in. And now it's like, oh God, okay, I'm gonna put I'm gonna put my pinky toe over in there. But wait a minute, this don't feel good, so I'm gonna take it out. Because another thing that I've learned, LaShawn, the brain always wants us to stay comfortable. And if we don't have an individual or we don't have some type of stimulus that is going to push us forward, and
Yes.
that's why, and let me hear, I want to hear this from you as well. What do you say about people, your surrounding of people that also have a vision or a passion and are going forward in it? Do you believe that is necessary for a group or an individual needing to be a part of something to that effect? Or is it okay? You know?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. So let's
Uh-huh.
ask this. I'm gonna answer your question, but I'm gonna lock it in with another question.
Lock it
I
in.
have a tank. I have a tank. I
Uh-huh.
put beautiful goldfish in there. I put rainbow trout in there, salmon in there.
Mhm.
They're all in there swimming. I drop a shark in there. What's about to happen?
Oh, the shark about to eat the little fish.
He about to eat. Why? Because that is his natural habitat, to
Yeah.
eat things smaller than him that
Yeah.
swim. All right.
That's
So
it.
now you put an unbelieving person in their
Mm,
dreams, somebody who don't
mm,
believe in their dreams, a shark, in your tank of beautiful trout and all these. I
mm.
named a lot of different kind of fish.
Yep.
Trout. I said goldfish. We use those
Goldfish.
like they belong to us. They really belong to the freshwater, right? We use goldfish in our house like they're part of decoration. Let's just keep it real, okay? So now I told you we put all of those in there. The salmon, unless I'm wrong, he really ain't looking for all of them. He looking for some other stuff,
Right.
okay? But that shark, he gonna eat everybody in there.
That's real.
So you can drop somebody who was a non-believing in their own dreams
Mm.
in your tank, in your dream tank, and they're gonna suck the life out the tank. You know
They're gonna
why?
suck it up.
They don't believe in a dream. They don't
Wow.
have a dream of their own. So why would they allow you to dream? They're gonna eat up
Right.
everything in the tank. They're gonna suck the energy out of here. They're gonna
Right.
see that food. They're gonna see a way that you can serve them instead of serving yourself. And now
Yeah.
you look up and you got that one particular friend that always call you about their drab story and they woe is me. They're not connecting and saying, girl, I feel you, and we laugh and talk and we can exchange. And then say, girl, well, we got to get out of this. I know for real, and move forward. They just came to eat,
They came
to
to
suck
eat.
the life out of your dream. And
Suck
now
it
they've
up.
told you that it ain't worth it. Why would you do
Right.
that? Why would you leave that $35 an hour paying job? Why would you do that? You got benefits and everything. Are you
Mm-hmm.
serious? You should have let being a designer go a long time ago. Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm. And that's real.
And so I would say you need, hands down, to
Hands
have
down.
people around you who have dreams bigger than yours.
Yeah.
If you the flyest one in your crew, y'all ain't dressing. If you the smartest one in your crew, then y'all ain't learning. That's it. It doesn't mean that you're not. It just means that there's no room for growth. What is happening here?
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up, because at that point there is no room for growth because there's nobody pulling you. So basically at the end of the day, for the people that are in there, you're pulling them, but who's pulling you? And
Absolutely.
so therefore the dream, you may have, and a lot of times people plateau at a level, but now I always believe there's more. There's
Oh,
more.
yeah.
There's another
Oh,
door.
yeah.
There's another something happening. But if you don't connect yourself with someone else or something else, you are stuck. And then a lot of times what can begin to happen, LaShawn, is then the people that were underneath you can pass you right on up,
Right
because
on up.
they'll pass you right on, and you stuck right there. And so I'm loving that we're talking about this, because too, I believe it is so necessary, because you have a lot of people that have dreams and aspirations that are stuck only because there's no one there, LaShawn, to
Yes.
help them cultivate it, or to say, let's go. Let's push
Yeah.
through. Let's make it happen. And as they say, you have it in the grave. You got so much richness in the graveyards, because you got a lot of people there that never really fulfilled their dreams. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think see, people have a hard time, and I say sometimes I say we, just to remind myself.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with checking myself.
Hey, sister.
People have such a hard time with embracing the fact that we come from a negative place in a lot of positions.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't allow first of all, if you don't want it, then you're in my way. Like that's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect to have nobody encourage you if you ain't ready to make a move. When you open your mouth and say, I want more, you'll look around and notice there's other people who want more. But if you
Right.
don't have that vision for yourself, you can't expect nobody to take you with them. Like, that don't make no sense. I'm not grabbing an anchor if I'm running to the boat.
Yeah.
Are you
Right.
serious? I'm
Right.
gonna grab a life jacket and something light and thin to put on just in case, right? I'm
Right.
not gonna grab a big 100-pound anchor. You in my way.
You're in the
You're gonna
way.
hold me back. So a lot of people have a hard time with that. And here is what. Let me give you all a real one. Watch this.
Come on with it.
My child served me. I'm gonna tell you this. And a lot of, all right, my child served me. She
Uh-huh.
said to me at 17, she had been doing business since 15 and a half.
Yeah.
And she told me at 17, Mom, that's it. I said, what? She had been doing speaking events, been blessed to speak
Yeah.
with you at your platform or other people's platform. She had toured 9 countries all over the world. She had done all these big things and was still winning. It was still high school and she was winning. And that's when she
Right.
got to, Steve Harvey and all these other things. She looked at me one day and said, Mom, I can't do this no more. I said, what happened? I'm thinking she's just tired of it.
Right.
She said, every single interview I do, every training I do, every time somebody invites me to come speak on their platform,
Yeah.
when I get up there and I speak, every single time, when they ask me, where did I get it from? I'm saying it's from you. She said, and it is from you. But my
Right.
problem is that it's parents out here who need you, and you're still stuck in the classroom and you don't like it. She said, I ain't getting back on stage no more if you don't get on stage and start telling people what you do.
My
Shut it
goodness.
down.
She
You
shut you down.
know how many parents child for that? You know how many parents would have been in their ego, in their pride, and in their shallowness of not chasing their dream, and they would have felt, how dare you check me? When I tell you, I felt like the student became the professor. That's when you know. I said, oh no, I need a new crew. You know why? Because my child outgrew me. That means the people I'm around, I'm serving. And it was no disrespect to them. They just could not serve me in the
That was
area I needed to
right.
be served. I have phenomenal friends, but they not entrepreneurs. So they don't look at my dream the way I'm seeing it. So here it is. My child checked me. Mom,
She
you
checked.
always talking about how you don't like the politics of this and this and that. And you blah, 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 blah. Every time I go somewhere, I have to give the testimony about how you design programs that help me see my life, my dream, what I want differently. You showed me how to make my first 100,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Her own over 275,000 cupcakes. And we talking about part-time. Stop playing.
I know.
And
Because I
half the time
still
she
got
don't
my
even have to live.
cupcake.
You feel me? But she checked me and she
Yeah.
did it with love. But guess what? That's when I was able to see the God that's in me, that's been telling me what to do to encourage her, to to motivate her, to push her to turn that soil. The flower had blown. It was a big sunflower. It got 10 feet tall and looked down at me like, why are you still 6 feet? What you doing? I said, you're right. Let's go.
Wow. That's
So
deep.
we have to see it differently. If you are not ready for that, you're going to dismiss it every time God sends the messenger. You'll dismiss it. And you'll get your pride will get in your own way. It'll be a friend, a loved one. It'll be somebody right in your face, ready to pull you with them. And sometimes it's the one you pushing.
And sometimes it's the one you are pushing. Oh, yeah, this is some good stuff right here, LaShawn. This is good because it is so true. And so therefore you sit back with a dream and a hope and a desire, and now you mad because everyone else has moved forward, but you're still stuck. So LaShawn, what do you say to those people that really, really want to move forward? They're stuck in that place, and they don't know what to do next. What would you say to them how to come from being unstuck and getting to the place where they're starting to take those steps in fulfilling their dreams?
The first thing I would do is this, and people, I'm gonna do it a little bit out of order because not everybody deals with the way I like to do the first thing. Yeah. I'll make it the second. I'll make it soft. First thing I'll say is write down 3 things you want. Write down 3 things that you want. And some people are gonna go big goals. I want $1 million. Okay, that's fine. But let's be real with yourself first. 3 things that you want that you don't have. I want to be able to speak more. I love speaking. I'm tired of being behind the desk. I want to be a trainer. I'm just naming off something, Exactly. I want to be able to speak more. Okay, great. Write it down. You write down 2 other things, whatever they are. They could be a goals, whether it's in your finances, your physical being, your career, whatever it is. Because we have to remember, there's a wholeness of us that gets tainted when we're not following our dream. Because you won't have your dream in your mental life, your spiritual life, your physical life, your goals. It'll start trickling all over. None of us are just challenged in one area. Because your one challenge triples into the other. If you got a relationship problem, I bet money is a relationship problem at work too. It's a relationship problem with your finances. You got other relationship problems because you haven't learned how to manage what your truth is about that. So let me stay focused. So write down 3 things that you want. Each one of those 3 things, I want you to write down 3 small steps you need to get there. Yeah. Just 3 small. Then in 1 week, I need you to declare, that's 9 different possibilities that you're going to work on. I want you to pick one of them and do it.
And do it.
Now, once you do it, because it might be, say, if I use the analogy of the speaker, I'm going to speak more. I want to just speak more. Okay, fine. We got social media like crazy. Everybody and mama want to hear what you're talking about. Or not. So what? Go on and speak. Talk about something you was excited about. Talk about the new shoes you got. Talk about, your neighbor got on your nerves. Whatever it is, get your talk on. Feel that piece of you that wanted to be heard. All right. Yeah. Now there may be something else too, because if you really need to be heard to where it's an obsession, you get a therapist for that too, because they're hearing you. All right, and they're gonna get some healing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got to stop. I'm telling you, we have to stop. We got to stop people of our culture to feeling like sometimes you need somebody who will intentionally listen to you because you've been through some stuff that you need somebody to hear you out.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's what I'm saying. I ain't knocking that. I have my own. How about that?
It's necessary.
I have my own.
Right.
So now you have these 9 things that you've declared. You want to try to do one thing. All right. The next thing is the hardest. And I say that because it makes you look at self physically, mentally, emotionally, literally. I want you to get your tail in the mirror and tell him or her, I want, and say what you want.
And say what you want.
You have to look at yourself and be real about it. Now, not only are you speaking it into the atmosphere, you are challenging the fear within yourself. You are challenging your pride and ego, your inability to connect with the power that's already in you. The part that has been suppressing the gift and talent, you're looking in the face because it's within you. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just something that you've allowed to connect, attached to your dream, your vision, the call on your life. You got to get it off. So you're going to have to take yourself in the mirror and talk to it as though it's a different vessel. You do those 2 things and you don't see something move, there's something you ain't doing right. Inbox me. I got you.
She said, okay. I'm glad you're saying that, LaShawn, because you hear a lot of people that they say they want to do more of this. They want to do, but like you said earlier, it is the fear that holds a lot of people back because too, LaShawn, I think what happens a lot of times, people are looking at other people like, okay, they're further along. Oh, I can't be like them. Or as we say, we self-sabotage for one reason or the other. No, whatever it is. And so therefore, we don't step into the dream to allow the dream to propel. But we gotta nip that in the bud. We gotta kill that at the root. We got to kill that at the root. And you need people around you too that will say, come on, pick it up, pick up the pace. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Yeah, I believe that, LaShawn.
You know what the real problem
necessary.
is, LaTanya? Listen, fear is false evidence appearing real. It's fake. Fear is false evidence appearing real. You know what they're really afraid of? I'm going to blame myself. You know what I've really been afraid of sometimes? Success.
What?
Because success make your butt step up to the plate. Because if you step out there and you do it right, you are afraid. Because if you do it good enough, you got to commit to doing it again and again and again. And then you got to keep growing and keep pushing. People don't realize that's what's on us.
Yeah.
Most of the time, the fear that you have is not that you're going to bump your head. See, because you've already bumped your head. You know how I know? Because you ain't where you want to be. Right. So you already bumped your head. But getting into the place where now somebody saw that I did it and I did it well. Maybe I did it well and nobody was there, but I still did it well. Now there's evidence that I know what I'm doing. Oh, snap. Now I got to commit to now gaining the audience, gaining the traction, gaining the effort. I have to keep moving forward. And we get afraid.
And now we get afraid. And now you up in the cloud like, okay, hello. Anybody here? Mm-hmm. And we don't realize that there are people up there that are waiting for you just to step up. And if we get to that point, LaShawn, if people begin to realize that, and as you say, let it go, let the fear go. There are the people at the next level waiting.
They're waiting. They're waiting to give you their tools.
They're waiting, y'all. They're waiting. They're waiting.
They are waiting for you. There is enough room. Nobody can replicate your fingerprint. Nobody. So how is it that you're not going to get what you want?
It
don't matter how many times we talk. It is. It really is. And people don't get. Listen, when you see people that do what you do or do what you want to do, what you desire to do, don't make them your competition. Make them your compliment. Get in the zone. Be somewhere near them. Be studious up underneath them. You know how many people are looking to have somebody who's excited about serving in the way that they serve with the same passion, desire, and fire to serve? They want to pass the baton. Let me tell you something. If another chick come behind me, I'm 46. A girl come behind me at 25, talking about Miss Vivey, I want to do what you're doing. I'm going to give her a little bit some notes and some work to do. Come here, boo. Come here. You for real? Let me see. Let me see your work. Oh, honey, is she working good? LaShawn, you already know I'm going to slide her some stuff.
Oh, it's already on and popping.
What you want to know how I do it? Come here. Because I really just want to get to the mic. It's some paperwork I'm going to teach you how to do, and we're going to get to this mic together. They don't get it. Don't be afraid. We're not out here by ourselves. And it's so, and I know we make it easy. We make fun of it. I know I'm making light of it right now, but I know it's a heavy burden. People are afraid. They really are afraid to soar, to fly. Get yourself around people who are not just like-minded, but they are level up, level 2, 3 up from you. Don't be afraid to knock on doors and see who will let you in. You surprised, man. Let me tell you something. The last door I knocked on, didn't know where I was. Just to connect with, just trying to know what I was doing was serving. I went to serve another woman, and I won't put her on blast, so I won't say all of what I did. But I walked into a house that had to be about $4 or $5 million, and I saw enough multi-million-dollar award-winning folks in my face. Hey, girl, how you doing? Hey, girl, I was like, I'm just fine. How you doing? Let me act like I got the same money you got, because you sure just gave it to me like I did. They human just like you. They are human just like you. And because you will put yourself out there to serve people, people will desire to have you around them because you complement what they're working on, what their vision is, and it will complement what yours is, because nobody can take your place. You ain't got to worry about that. So that's what I think. If not, we're going to let these kids run circles around us.
They're going to run circles around us.
And they're not doing it with leadership. And they're not doing it with leadership that is That's legacy building. Let's say that. Let me say that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things around our young people right now that is not about building legacy. That's not about sustaining culture. And I'm not saying that we cannot invest in other cultures. What I'm saying is ours has been continuously dying by the millions. We have never met our dollar for dollar. We do not invest into ourselves. Nobody explains or apologizes for investing back into their communities. Why do we? Why are we shamed for wanting to rotate a dollar into our communities? That's intentional. It's a mindset that was sold to us. There is no reason why we should be pennies on the dollar when people are, come on, man. Our money's sitting in our community 6 hours while other people's 30 days, 32 days.
6
That's
hours,
crazy.
6 hours, Sean. That's another subject matter to talk about. That
I know.
is real.
But it's a part of the dream, though. Our dream's not big enough, though. That's the thing, though. It's a part of the dream. If you look at some of those things, it's because enough dreams have been crushed. Enough people have been living in fear, and they teach fear to their children that we haven't broken that. That's not just a spiritual curse. That's a mental curse because we pass it down.
Right.
It was solicited to us about self, and we
right. And therefore, too, now we got the trust issue. So no one's trusting one another in order to move forward. Because you know what, LaShawn, we do functions and we do stuff all the time. And what I see, and we bring the same old grandiosity to everything that we do, because that's just what we do. But it's a mindset in it all, because some people still will want to go somewhere else opposed to coming back in and supporting their own. But it's a mindset thing, but not understanding that we are here literally to help cultivate. I know there's Deb. We're here to help cultivate, as you say, the dream cultivator. We're here to cultivate one another. And that is how okay, that was a big comment, Debbie.
Wow. I should read it.
I gotta read that. I'm just finishing up with my duties and thinking
about how to move forward on these things. All right, not ready to take next time. I can wear a message so big. Yes, I'm so close. I was afraid. All right, come on, girl. Come on.
You better come on, Debbie. Okay.
She said, I was just finishing up with my duties and thinking how to move forward on those 3 things already on my list. Come on, girl. Not ready to take the next step. Because I know I've been working at this for months and not getting traction. Yes, I'm so close. Well, jump, boo, jump. Wow. I'm about to put my foot in your back. Honestly, I was afraid. Thank you. Yes. So fear is false evidence appearing real. Get it off of you. And guess what? The whole atmosphere, the piece that was trying to keep you suppressed is salty that you just said it out loud. So guess what you got to do? Now you have to claim the victory. You got to look in the mirror and you have to tell yourself, chick, you the baddest one out here. Ain't nobody about to kill this dream like you. Watch me. That's how you have to talk to yourself, because your environment is going to try to sell you that same old stuff because it wants you to be comfortable in that old mess, that old messy mindset. So you're going to have to tell her something as though she ain't connected to you. She's within. Get her. Okay, I'm sorry. She got me hyped.
You got her hyped, Deb. I see my sister's here.
Hey.
Here. I mean, I'm here to tell you because it is a great subject matter, and it is something that needs to be talked about, LaShawn, because you got so many people, just like Debbie said, literally sitting in fear over those three things that you just talked about. And so we have to, it is a must, LaShawn, that we begin to surround ourselves with people that have mindsets like us and are moving ahead. They are paddling through the way, and people who are ahead of us. It's the only way we're able to move higher. And then on top of that, you know what? And honestly, LaShawn, we have to have discussions. You know, especially now that we have this pandemic happening, so many people are isolated. They're sitting alone. They don't know what to do. A lot of times they want to pick up a phone and talk to someone and no one's really there, or no one's picking up the phone. We're in a state of isolation, LaShawn. And so what do we say to those people even now, during this time of this pandemic? What should people be doing now in order to cultivate themselves so we are literally ready to step into 2021?
Nice. You know what? I think one of the biggest things that we overlook is the gifts that are already in our face, that we're already using. Sometimes we assume we got to go out and get another level of training, some other expertise. We have to go invest. I'm not saying you can't invest, because trust me, Everybody need a coach, the mentor. Hey, you want to get to
Everybody.
another level? Hands down, I got a couple of them. All right, I've been
Yes,
blessed to
Lord.
have some bartering coaches. I invest with time, money, my talent, and
That's
my
real.
talents, the coins.
Okay.
So
Hello.
I think some of the times we are so busy trying to figure out what to do similar to somebody else is doing. We're not slowing down to
Yeah.
find out the gifts that we already have to use them properly. For example, you already know how many other things I do. I stuck
Yeah.
these behind me so I didn't forget. All right. This
Right.
is my reminder that I do. I originally was a classroom teacher, but
Yeah.
my gift is tapping into people. And I know that gift has been there since I've been a kid.
Yeah.
Talking positive into people, encouraging people, motivating people. I have been blessed to have people reach back from middle school, high school. Girl, you're just the same. Oh my goodness, you talk just like you used to. I don't remember what I said back then, but clearly they remember, right? And
Right.
so there are
Remember.
other gifts that we have. And so one of the things that I did to pour into myself and spend time with my family was just, okay, what else can I do? We locked in the house. Well, I know I enjoy doing art and I don't get to do it. I'll go pay to go to a sip and paint once or twice a year. I
Yeah.
did one with my family and that was a wrap. Everybody was like, no, we ain't never going in the street no more. You do it good.
Do it at
Well,
home.
yeah, I got a whole
Exactly.
design degree. That's a gift that I've already had. I've been sketching and drawing since
Right.
I was a young child. I just wasn't using that gift in the
Wasn't
forefront of
using
what
it.
I do today. So what I did was I said, okay, LaShawn, how can you pour back into people with your gift from where you are? My new circumstance says there's no going outside. There's no getting in social. Okay, all right, let me do. So what can I do? What do I have? Well, shoot, I got something I didn't have in the
There
80s
it
and
is.
90s. I got the internet. I have this. We can do this. So boom, I I offer. What y'all think about this? Would you like to paint? And boom, it birthed. So there are things within you that will birth. And everybody ain't coming to your house to eat your greens for nothing. Sell them greens.
Sell them.
You got the best cornbread? Sell it. What are we talking about? Sell
Get
it.
back in hands.
You do if you do, you know what I'm saying? You make the best yeah, you the best braider. I don't tell nobody I
Braid.
braid. And now
Braid
that I've
on.
said it, don't ask me because I don't braid everybody hair.
I know, but you done show braided mine before.
I have.
Okay. Okay, I ain't go. Okay, I ain't gonna
Yeah,
go there.
don't snitch on me. But
Okay,
what
I
I'm
ain't gonna
saying
snitch.
is this. We all have multiple gifts and talents. I'm not the
Yeah.
only one with an arsenal. You have
Yeah.
an arsenal. They
Yeah.
have an arsenal. Whoever
Yeah.
you are watching, you have an arsenal
Yeah.
of
Marcy.
gifts and talents. Which ones would you like to see in the forefront of your daily life now to enjoy it? Let it feed your soul and then mess around and bring you some money too. Why
And
not?
there it is. And that's what I call growth. And now it's time to grow from where you are. And I'm glad we brought that up, LaShawn, even as we begin to wrap this up for this afternoon. This was amazing, wasn't it, you all? This simply amazing. This is why I love talking to LaShawn. We just, it's just natural here. But LaShawn, and I'm glad we talked about that and we brought that up because so many people we're in this state of isolation. This was our time to say, okay, what do I need to focus in on? And so I can begin to cultivate it. You see, I'm saying that
Yes,
cultivation here,
yes, yes.
cultivate it so it can move forward. It can propel me to my next level. Because we are simply, as you said, you all here are simply talented, as my sister said, amazing.
Absolutely.
People here are just simply, all of you all are simply amazing. You are talented. Now it is simply our time to get still. This is our time, you all, to get
Mm-hmm.
still and think because we so busy. Life. But we got to sit back and we got to stop and we got to say, okay, this is what I need to focus in on because this dream needs to come to fruition, whether it's a service,
Yes,
whether it's a product, whatever it is. LaShawn, so give
absolutely.
us your last words of our night school fourth quarter. This is what we're calling this,
Nice.
'cause, honey, we in the big leagues now, LaShawn. This is the
Honey, it's
big
going down. It's
it's
going
going
down.
down. Give us your last words for the
Let me tell you something. I think the last thing I want to tell you, something that just came in my spirit was this. I need you to be comfortable with putting on blinders.
ah
Stop looking to the right and the left. When we think about the horse track, some of the beautiful beautiful horses, stallions that have been out there making millions of money, right? They've been making a ridiculous amount of money. What is it that the trainer does? He makes sure that that horse, he's fed how he's needed to be fed. He gets the grooming. He gets the rest he needs. He has the proper vitamins. He has the proper water. He gets the proper practice. And when it's time for the race, them blinders are on. You know why? Because that horse ain't got time to be looking to see what the neighbors is doing. He can hear their steps. So what? They steps can motivate him. But he got to stay focused. He has to stay focused. So this is the race. I watched Steve Harvey say this morning, the thing that we do in the dash between our birth date and our day of rest, our death, the dash is the most important thing in there. It has no numbers, nothing, but it tells the details of what you did with this thing called life. If you don't put your blinders on and you don't chase that dash like you ain't gonna never get another, because you're not, then you'll never be able to see what you can do. You have to allow the motivation to be the noise and everything, but you got to stay focused. You can know that they're out there, but you got to stay focused on the dream. You got to stay focused on the vision. You have to keep making sure that you got your eyes set on the prize. And all you're doing in your way is collecting those that are in front of you. Think about a track race. When that horse is out there, that stallion is out there moving, all he can see is those that are in front of him. You know why? Because they faster than him. They better than him. So he is on them heels. He like, oh, it's on, it's on. Guess what? When he passed him, he's looking for the next one in front. And he's trying to get in front of that one. That's how we should see it. If we don't see this as an opportunity to grow, then we will not be able to do it. I told my kids there's a wave. I told my kids, not my grown-ups, not my man. He already out there riding a wave. I told my kids there's a wave out here. People are expecting you to ride the wave and come back average. I want when you come back in, they be salty when they see that your name brought forth a little brown girl, a little brown boy. What the heck? I want them to be baffled at the report because they didn't know you could succeed like this by yourself. That's what I need them to see. I need somebody to never be able to close the door on you again. You know why? Because you got the key to the house. That's what I need. Blow their mind. It's a wave. While the wave is out, you better get your board out and surf that sucker. I'm on high tide. I don't know about y'all. When that wave come in, baby, I'm all the way to the shore with my board. Where you gonna be?
That's real talk. Where you gonna be? Okay, y'all hear that? My sister said, okay, team tag preaching tonight. Yes, yes. That's how we do.
Yes, sis, you know it. You know it.
Debbie
Absolutely.
said,
make Debbie.
That's
Debbie, make the dash count. Hold up. No. Let me help Debbie. Debbie out. Debbie, make the dash count for everything. Everything is riding on that dash. Not something. This is something, boo. It needs to count. It's everything. The dash is everything. Let's go.
Everything. And so I'm excited because LaShawn, right now it was so necessary for people to hear this, and I know people are enjoying it, and I know people who will watch it later will enjoy it. You can go back and watch this again because you're gonna need this. Sometimes you need stuff like this to feed your spirit, because there will be times that there is no one around you who's going to be able to feed you. But we want you to come back to this video and say and understand you can make it. There is no fear. You shall not sabotage it. As LaShawn said, look yourself in the mirror and said, oh, yes, I am. I'm all that, a bag of chips and some red soda, and I am going to make it happen. Okay, until you get to that next place where you begin to surround yourself with people that are heading in the same direction or going the direction and then splitting. And here, as LaShawn said, y'all keep that horse in your mind. And with the blinders on,
with the blinders on,
and you just going, and God cannot be afraid, and God has you protected, and that is one thing for sure. And I enjoyed this conversation. Okay, McKenna said, I know I needed it. Oh, hey, right. And you already know, McKenna, we are here and we are making moves and we are growing and we are building one another up. We are making alliances. We are connecting, and we are doing what is so necessary in order. See, LaShawn got me talking on the nut. Why you got me hollering, LaShawn? Hey,
because you're
why you got
excited.
me
You know, we
hollering?
get together, we be excited.
I know we get excited, but you know what? And let me say this, even as we end, and this is what you need. Me and LaShawn have been knowing each other for a very, very long time. And there's no negativity. There's nothing happen. It's always about push. It's always about push. It's always, and there are times, honestly, you all, we, you know, sometimes be like, child, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this girl. What you think about this? Now we might like, yeah, I don't know. But honey, we pushing right back
Let's
at it.
go.
And those are the type of people. Katie said, "Holla." These are the type of people that you want around you, and that's real talk. And that's real. So, LaShawn, because we know you have things happening, give your information out, and then too, when it comes to the Dream Cultivator, as well as we call this Sip and Paint, but your next one is, I don't know, can people still sign up? Is the cancer thing?
You know what? I didn't. It was supposed to be pulled down yesterday, and I didn't. So for your audience, I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up one more day. How about that?
Okay.
I work in the middle of the night for you, Latanya.
Okay.
Because you know I'm gonna want something later.
Okay.
So yes.
Talk about
So let me tell you, ladies, and everyone, what I do. I have been blessed to tap into people, and so I don't take it lightly. I know that it is in the realm of my gifts, so I don't take it lightly. One thing that I've done lately, the Sip and Paints, is an opportunity for people to get together. This is paint therapy, literally.
Yeah,
this is an opportunity for you to get a therapeutic break from society, from the world. We get together, we laugh, we talk. You could come your drink, your Kool-Aid, or your ooh-wee, whatever you want. All right, it's your preference. I send you a paint kit that has everything in it, your brushes, everything. For this month, for breast cancer awareness, I did a painting piece. Oh, I'm running the wrong way. Yeah. That one is the boxing gloves with the ribbon in the middle. However, I have had so many family members who have passed and been fighting different cancers. I included in the link 10 different ribbons. So if anybody was like, well, no, I'd rather the lung cancer or pancreatic cancer, I added all of those ribbons on the link. You can choose a green ribbon, a purple ribbon, or whatever you want. So you can go on my page to Dream Cultivator on Facebook, or to LaShawn Spivey on Facebook, and find that to get those links. I'm sure you can reach out to Latanya. We'll make sure you get connected. I also have a woman's event that's called a social, which is once a month on the first Friday of every month. I do ladies' night in. That's where the ladies get together without the painting, and we chop it up. If you want to be amongst women who are positive, this is a protected space. So please know this. If you come in just to collect notes and be messy, I spot messy easy. I talk, but I'm a way better listener. So I am a hound dog. I will pull you straight up out like a weed. I'm not playing. I'm serious about my groups. But in this on this platform, in Ladies Night In, you can search that on. It's a purple icon on Facebook. You'll see that up under the Dream Cultivator page. That group is just about tapping in and giving each other a time. We talk about everything from politics to panties. Like, we just talk about whatever we want to, and we pray at the end. If you're not God fearing, please know that's where I stand. So we pray. Yeah. Okay. But it ain't, I ain't pressing up on nothing. I just know who ordains things in my life. So I make sure I give him praise for what he's been doing in other people's lives as well. I also have a program. It's called the Honoring Her program. That's an accountability program. Now, this for this semester, it has closed. Okay. But it is about to reopen in February. That program is a 6-month accountability program where you get hands-on with Miss Spivey, where I help you do, we have one-on-ones. I help you do programs about what your dreams and goals are. For some of you who said, well, no, I have those 3 things and I just can't get through it, I'm gonna help you get not only the 3, but we're gonna work on multiple chapters of the 3. So that when you leave after 6 months of having me, access to me, and I call it the 22 program. See, I wear a size 11, so I got this 11 plus 11. That's 22 inches in your tail of love. My team will be mad. They see that, be like, oh, she told it. That's how I talk to them. but I do it out of love. I bring you all of my superpower friends. All of the we have licensed therapists that come and visit with us. I'm serious about our mental health and our emotions. I'm serious about our finances, our resources, and our dreams coming true. If we do not tap in and make sure that we are worried about the whole person, then we've just dangled a carrot about their one little. I don't want you high on me. I want your life to be living higher because of something that you receive. I want you to draw out what I'm supposed to give. And so those programs, like I said, that's where we're already closed for this semester that we're in, but there's another 6 month coming. And then I also have the women's retreats. Can I share that as well? I have the Reflect Refresh retreat, which is twice a year. There is a fall session that is actually in person. We're going to wait until 21 for that. But the winter session, I will tell you this, I did one in the summer that was unbelievable. And the Honorable LaTanya Washington was a guest there, so she know I show out. It was pampering like no other. So in January, I'm having a virtual one for women. You'll receive a gift box that has a ridiculous amount of surprises in it. We'll have a professional therapist on site. We'll have lessons that I help you go through. And we're going to talk about how to take your Wonder Woman cape off and how to tap in and get that time that you need to yourself and to be able to do it throughout the year. You'll have a sip and paint. I'll be doing a custom piece just for y'all. It's 2-day virtual party with me. And so it's going to be off the chain. I don't know about y'all, but I party like no, can't nobody throw a party like me. I'm just letting you know. And this was for 2 days. So you're going to leave feeling whole.
I know that's right. And I always say, this is too much. It's too much. It just be gifts upon gifts upon gifts. Just so much. I'm like, oh my God. I even had on my robe this morning. I was like, yeah, this came from RRR. Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Thank you so much, LaShawn, for sharing with us, because it's a boost that is needed for so many people out here. And as you said, not just women, but for men too, and for children, because too, we have to cultivate our children to the next level. You got teachers, you have so many people out here that are connecting to our young people. And so I'm excited that we had the opportunity to talk about this. It was so necessary. To you all, we are so glad that you are here. McKenna, I see my sister, Dr. Charcy Sawyer, Deb's here. Was Narissa here? I saw Lynn here. I'm sorry, you guys, if I missed your name, please forgive me, because I'm looking at chats going down, up and down, up and down. But thank you again, LaShawn, for everything that you're doing in the world, how you're connecting so many people and how you're helping so many people cultivate their dreams, because we need someone there that is able, you hear what I say? Able to help cultivate, because a lot of people are not able to do that. So once again, you all, thank you so much for being a part of Night School. This is the 4th quarter. As I said,
down.
It's going down. It's going down. As we go into 2021, we mean business, LaShawn. We ain't playing with this thing. As the word says, we ain't new to this. We
true to this. Don't play. Don't play.
We ain't new to this. We true to this. And that's the bottom line to it all. So thank you all once again. Make sure you join us next Monday night. We have a special treat for you. I love it because we allow people to show their gifts and their talents and to help everyone along their way in their journey. Thank you guys so much. We love you.
Thank you for having me, LaTanya. Thank y'all. Mwah.